Hey crafters, welcome into Guys Craft 2. My name is John and this is Sunday Roundup. It has just been a week. I mean, it is hard to believe we are 7 days into 2024 and I will tell you we have yet to stop. I had to go back to work this week. And work for like one day or so was like just slow and that and kind of cool. And then after that, it was like, I think folks just lost their mind. I mean, it was just like, oh, why are you calling me with some of these questions? It's just crazy. But with that said, just wanted to talk about what's been going on, what's happening. Curtis and I just talked again about our lives coming up. So we're hoping in the next week or 2 weeks to actually do our first live. We'll get some of that information out. Please, please, please be kind. As you can see, we are not the most technical savvy folks, and we are really working hard to learn the technology, build our channel, support you guys out there that are trying to do some of the same things that we're doing. And we just love that you're all part of the community for us and that you've been so welcoming in that. So with that said, this week I was back to work. Things were a little off the hook. On top of that, I found out because I get every other Friday off, which makes my job even that much better. This happened to be the week of quilt camp. A couple of people ended up dropping out of quilt camp, which means I got to go to quilt camp. So I got to spend a couple of days with some amazing women. And actually, I have to kind of give a shout out to Curtis too, because this was our weekend to take the 13 Christmas trees down, the lights off the house, pack up my 6-foot Grinch, all of that stuff. And some of that gets stored here. And yes, as you can imagine, because we're way over the top, we do have a storage unit. And so we were supposed to take, and so that means he got left here all day Saturday to do a lot of that by himself. So that's, that's what you want, right, in a partner. So worked out. I got to go play. I got to sew, got to do some things. I did not get the projects done that I thought I would get done. I did want to work on that block of the month in January. Did not turn out at all or close to the way I thought it was going to be. It actually has 1.5-inch squares and flying, just a bunch of stuff. I'm not used to doing that fine of work yet, and I don't know that I got the patience for it. So I'm actually going to probably redo that pattern. I did find a very similar pattern on Quilter's Cache for free that is very similar that I might do, but that overall block turns out to be about 12 by 12. I may bump that up to about 18 by 18, which is just going to make me a huge quilt at the end, but I don't care. I like the pattern, I like the thought, I like that process, but I also want to do the size I want to do. And so that's one of the projects that I'm going to be working on. We have all kinds of stuff coming in. I have a list on the walls, what I keep looking at that I'm supposedly going to work on, and things are going to be so much better. But with that said, one of the projects I want to work on is a spring tote, and I found these fabrics that I think are just going to be so cool. It's made out of a 5-inch charm pack. It takes 19, 20, so it takes 38 charms to do it, and then you use the bottom. It's that grab and go, and I thought I had it. Oh yeah, it's this grab and go tote that I've talked about for a long time doing. Obviously they show it in black and white. That's not the way I'm going to do it. And then they also have it here in the color. But what you're supposed to do is you use the charms as that top and that, your sides and that wraparound. And I just think these spring colors and that'll be so cute. I also like that it's just a nice big huge tote. I think my daughter will like and appreciate that. So it may end up with her. but we'll see. But all these little spring fabrics and that I just thought were too cute and contrasting. So I'm going to pull out 38 of these to work on. And I think what I'm going to do is contrast it with this green. So the bottom and that bottom side here, where you see like that leopard print or zebra print, I guess, here is going to be this color. And then you've got all the spring fabrics going on up there. So that's the plan for that tote. I had planned to start that at camp this week, and it just didn't happen. And then this will actually be the lining for the tote, and I think that's just going to be really cool because it's bright, but it's very contrasting, but yet it's complementary to what's going to be going on there. But it's also... it's a white with that heavy colored background. So I think for a lining, it won't get dirty and show a lot of dirt. Or at least that's the intent. So we'll see how that goes. So that's one of the projects I want to try to get working this week. Another project I was going to work on is this gnome table runner for Valentine's. I really would like to have something like this for Valentine's. And I bought this pattern a while back. It was one of the first things I think bought because, again, it's gnomes. So if it's gnomes, it somehow just seems to jump into my... But when I opened it and started going through all the pages of instructions, all the graphics in here, and you've got to hand cut these gnomes and that ain't happening. That's just not going to be me. So instead... I think what I'm going to do, and I thought I had the pattern laying over here. I don't know where I put it. Oh, man, sorry. But what I thought I would do is I'm still going to do a table runner, but instead, I think I'm going to do 9 or 10-inch blocks, and then I'll come back and put borders around the blocks and make it very Valentine-ish, right? That's a word, Valentine-ish. So when you start using that, you can tell your friends. I learned on Guys Craft too that that's a real word. Anyways, then I think what I'm going to do is make it blocks because then I can put pairs of gnomes each direction, right? So I can have some looking this way, some looking that way. So if I use it on my dining room table, doesn't matter where you sit, you have gnomes looking at you, which I think would be a little cool and a little creepy. So we'll see. But that said, I actually have both dies from the AccuQuilt. So that will make it perfect, right? So now I can just knock those out on the AccuQuilt. I can quilt this on my sit-down long arm pretty quick, put all that together, and then go back and applique that down. So kind of excited about that. So that is the next project on the list, right behind this grab-and-go tote, because I'm looking to get used to my Juki again and getting used to the machines and trying to get some projects knocked out. Also, you'll see tomorrow, I did my unboxing for OpenGate Quilts, and that'll be posting in the morning. OpenGate Quilts just sent me this new Valentine table runner. So just a heads up. I love everything about OpenGate Quilts. For some reason, just their patterns and that really resonate with me. That said, that's actually third on my list now. So I've got the spring tote I want to get done. I've got the Valentine table runner. I've got this other Valentine table runner I want to get done. I think those are some really cool things. One of the things I had planned to do was long arm this. And because I was off on Friday, that was going to be my long arm day. And finally spend some time over here with Gracie Q and get my second one done. But since the girls were able to work me into the camp this weekend, I mean, it was just, you got to go when you can go. So that's what happened. So that is another thing on the list. I do want to work on some Easter stuff. So we are going home to see the grandkids for Easter. So I do want to find some stuff to do for the kids for Easter. Last year, we found something as simple as carrots that we made. And I think it had a green top, but then the orange fabric shaped it, and so they looked like carrots. And then when you filled them up with jelly beans and Tide, the green, kind of opened up, and they were really cute. So I would like to do something similar. We are trying very hard to be on diets this year or a new eating regimen. We're slowly transitioning into the Mediterranean diet. I think we both need to focus on our health this year. Mediterranean seems to be something very popular. Not so much on keto and that. I've done keto. I've done it twice, lost over 100 pounds both times. The problem is about 3 or 4 years later, I need to lose 100 pounds again. Keto just doesn't work for me long term. I've tried it, I've done it, I've been successful. I just can't maintain it for some reason. So we're thinking Mediterranean with the oils and that. Curtis has some of the arthritis issues and that. Mediterranean is supposed to be really good. So we're trying to eat more fish, more seafood, and go at it that way. We'll see. So that's another big change for us. So I say that because when I think about Easter and think about what I want to do for the family and that, I want to make sure that it supports us and the lifestyle that we're trying to get to. I did get this bunny table runner, this Bunny Dreams. So that is high on the list to get accomplished as well. We'll probably end up skipping St. Patrick's Day this year just because Easter comes so early. So if I can at least knock out these 3 projects, I've got 2 Valentine things there. And then I want to get back to making quilts and quilt tops. So just trying to ease back in to get the regimen going. It was kind of crazy. We just didn't do a lot of quilting, sewing, or anything from Thanksgiving to now. It was just too much going on. So, with that said, I hope all of you have started off strong. I hope 2024 so far has been good to you. Hope things are going amazing. We always love to hear from you all. I appreciate you jumping in and listening to me just rattle on. It will be fun when we're able to get Curtis and start doing some of the lives, and we'll be able to do some chats. He'll probably spend more time in the background. He does not like being on camera, but he'll learn. But at the end of the day, we appreciate each and every one of you that do listen to us and support us as we're moving through this crafting journey. As you know, if you've been on our channel for a while, we are very, very new to this. And so that's why you don't see big, huge quilts hanging behind us and some of that stuff. We're still trying to get it all figured out. We spent probably the first 6 months just putting borders on panels, just trying to learn what this crazy thing is called a 1/4 inch seam allowance. And then you talk about 1/4 inch and then you got a scant 1/4 inch. So, I mean, just the language itself is just crazy. So, with that said, thanks for dropping in. That's our Sunday recap. That's kind of what's going on in our world. Love to hear what projects you're working on, what your focus is for 2024, what big plans are. Hopefully we can spend some time maybe working on a similar project together. It would be fun to pick out a pattern. As you know, we love Villa Rosa. Be fun to pick a Villa Rosa pattern and do something kind of simple together. And we'll try to maybe coordinate that for later in Q1. But it would be fun to see us all kind of share one pattern and figure out, look at it from different color perspectives and that. So, with that said, my name is John. You landed in Guys Craft 2. I appreciate you dropping in. If you like what we're doing, please hit that thumbs up. Tell your friends, neighbors, anyone that'll listen about our channel. We appreciate each and every subscriber. We just hit 700. We had broke 700, then apparently lost a couple of subscribers. So, we're right at 700. We're excited to know that we've had that many people just tune in and thought enough to just hit that subscribe button. But with all that said, until next time, happy crafting.